In the heart of Pennsylvania lies a ghost town, a place that was once full of life, laughter, and families. Now it's silent. Empty streets, smoke rising from cracks in the ground. A ghostly reminder of a tragedy that started small and burned for more than 60 years. This is the story of Centralia, Pennsylvania, the town that disappeared overnight. In the early 1800s, Centralia was a picture of progress. Nestled among the green hills of Columbia County, it was founded atop one of the richest anthracite coal deposits in America. Coal was the black diamond of the industrial age, powering factories, railroads, and entire cities. Miners came from all across Europe, Ireland, Poland, Ukraine, Italy, to dig deep into the earth and build a future for their families. By the late 19th century, Centralia was thriving. The population swelled to over 2,000 people. There were schools, churches, saloons, a post office, and even a baseball team. Life was hard, yes, but it was steady. Coal was their pride, their survival, their identity. But deep below, hidden in the earth, a quiet danger waited. Coal seams, massive veins of black fuel, stretched for miles, and once coal catches fire, it almost never stops burning. It was May 27, 1962. The people of Centralia were preparing for Memorial Day weekend. The town council had a simple plan: clean up the local landfill behind the Oddfellows Cemetery before the parade. So as they did every year, the fire department set the trash pit ablaze. It was routine. The men expected to burn off garbage, let it smolder, then put it out. But this time, something went terribly wrong. The fire didn't go out. It burned deep into the ground, through a hidden hole in the landfill that connected to an abandoned coal mine shaft. That was the spark. The moment Centralia's fate was sealed. The fire spread underground, creeping through the network of coal tunnels. Slow, invisible, unstoppable. Days passed, then weeks. The smoke didn't stop. The smell of sulfur filled the air. Locals began noticing warm spots on the ground, even in winter. Some said the earth itself was breathing heat, but few could imagine the scale of what was happening below their feet. By the summer of 1962, the underground fire was spreading fast. The ground cracked, vegetation withered. Residents began reporting strange heat rising through basements and roads. Still, no one truly understood the danger. The government sent engineers, miners, and scientists. They drilled holes and took gas readings. Carbon monoxide levels were dangerously high, but Centralia's people were resilient. They'd lived through hard times before. To them, this was just another challenge. A local council meeting debated whether to spend thousands trying to extinguish it, but funding was scarce. The fire was deep, hundreds of feet below. Officials tried to dig trenches to stop the spread, but every time they thought they'd contained it, the flames found another path. The mine fire was alive, moving unpredictably, feeding on oxygen, burning through layers of coal that stretched for miles. It was as if the earth itself had turned against the town. For nearly 2 decades, Centralia lived with the fire. Children played near smoking vents. Snow melted instantly where heat rose through cracks. But on February 14, 1981, something happened that would finally draw national attention. A 12-year-old boy named Todd Domboski was walking across his grandmother's backyard. Suddenly, the ground beneath him collapsed. He fell into a sinkhole more than 150 feet deep, straight into a chasm of heat and smoke. Carbon monoxide gas poured from the hole. Todd clung to a tree root, screaming for help. His cousin managed to pull him out, barely. If he had fallen a few seconds longer, he would have vanished into the burning earth. The story made headlines across America. The world finally saw what Centralia had become, a living, breathing inferno beneath an ordinary town. The government could no longer ignore it. Scientists estimated that the underground fire covered hundreds of acres and could burn for another 250 years. Residents began reporting headaches, fainting, and breathing problems, all symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning. Basements filled with steam and toxic gases. By 1983, the U.S. Congress approved $42 million to relocate the town's remaining residents. It was heartbreaking. Families who had lived there for generations had to leave everything behind: their homes, memories, and livelihoods. Many resisted. They didn't want to abandon their birthplace. But one by one, houses were boarded up, demolished, and buried. By the 1990s, the once vibrant streets of Centralia were empty. All that remained were a few stubborn holdouts, people who refused to leave, saying the government exaggerated the danger. In 1992, Pennsylvania condemned all properties in Centralia and revoked the town's zip code. Subscribe for Part 2.